The Nick Good guys, yeah. They're going to ask you questions, I guess. They're doing a podcast. Cool. Maybe not. Here, I'll just give it to you until...
All right, how was that? Was that good? Cool. All right, so have you guys loved it so far, or have you hated it? If you hated it, don't tell me. Okay, cool. All right, are you guys okay if I get tactical for a second? All right, so we've had a lot of philosophy, psychology, but can we get into some really nitty-gritty real estate stuff to make more money? Now, let's be clear. You can't make more money if you don't have what? The right? Everything. Tools, mindset, all those things. So what I want to go over right now is something very technical, but also very simple. Is that okay? Cool. So where do you make the most amount of money from in real estate usually the easiest? Referrals. And those usually come from your what? Your sphere of influence. Who's got a sphere of influence? Okay. Who has perfected it? Oh, come on. You've perfected it. Don't be modest. Elizabeth Riley's perfected it. You've perfected it. I love it. Now, who feels they could make it a lot better? Who feels they could automate it a lot better? Cool. So I'm going to show you guys today what I call the most insincere way to touch your sphere of influence. Yeah, you heard that right. The most insincere way to touch your sphere of influence while still making it feel sincere. Is that okay? So what I'm going to show you today is I'm going to show you basically a meeting that I would have with my VA team. So I'm going to act like you guys are my virtual assistant, and I'm going to go directly through exactly how I would teach my team how to do this. So if you go and get a VA from us, you already have a VA from us, you wait 5 years to get a VA from us, that's really dumb, but that's fine. And you get a VA, this is the exact meeting I would hold with my team. This 30-minute meeting is the only meeting I would hold with this person. If they cannot figure it out after this 30-minute meeting, they are off my team. We are intense. Now, let's not all do that, okay? Let's not all just fire our VAs. However, we're going to go through how I would tell my VA to run a sphere of influence for me. Is that fine? Cool. So, if we can have gimbal view most of the time so that way you guys can see this. So, when we look at our sphere of influence, I look at everything as a funnel. Everything as a funnel. The only task that you should be doing, as I about fell off stage, that'd be amazing, right? Cool. All right, so the only thing that you should be doing, in my opinion, is putting people into your sphere of influence. Now, where do most of you put your people into your sphere of influence? Where do you house your sphere of influence? Database, CRM, spreadsheets, all those. Do you think there's any right or wrong answer? No. So, the only thing that you should ever do, in my opinion, is you should be able to put name, phone number, and email. Does that make sense? Okay. So what I do is I build a Google form that says name, phone number, and email. Okay? What do you think I did with all 320 of you today? Do you remember when my team asked, what's your what? Name, phone number, and email? They put that in a Google form, instantly went into our database. You instantly now, whether you like it or not, are going to be touched over 272 times a year by us. Yeah, you got the text. You're already going to be getting stuff. I'm going to track you. I'll track you tonight. I'll know which bar you're at. I know if you're hungover. I'll know everything. How do I know if you're hungover? You're a real estate agent. Right? All right, cool. So, the only thing I want to be able to do is to put a name in. So, now when I put a name in a Google form, where does the information from the Google form get put? Does anybody want to guess? CRM. It can go anywhere. You can automatically make it go to your CRM. You can make it go to a spreadsheet. You can make it go anywhere. Now, what we have to do on the backside is we have to build something that is automated to be touching people. Now, if I could somehow get the clicker, or you can go through my slideshow. Dustin took it. He threw it away. I don't know. Perfect. Thank you. So I'm going to walk you guys through real fast the exact touches we do and how I don't do them. So if we can throw up my slideshow real fast, we're going to go through some of this, some of that. Cool. There are two types of touches that we're going to put in place. Manual and automated. Pretty straightforward. What do you guys currently do now to your 500 people? Elizabeth, what's one thing you do to touch your 500 people? Plus, I know you got way more. What's that? Manual. Yeah, I know yours is manual. What's one manual thing you do? Direct mail piece every month, right? Love that. Manual. Okay? So here is what I call the lazy agent's dream 75 touch plan. Okay? It's one voicemail a month, 1 text a month, 4 emails a month, 1 mailer to the home per month. Now, I'm teaching you the lazy way. I have a feeling some other people are going to teach you not the lazy way, and when you combine them, it's going to be really good. Now, those are 7 touches a month times 12 a month. How many touches would you touch per year per client if you did this? 84. Okay, now listen really carefully, and I'm going to go slow on this next part. My virtual assistants do every single one of these touches for me. Every single one. You guys want to know what the voicemail says script-wise? You can literally write this down or record me, and that just look cool, make me feel famous. All right, cool. Hi, my name is Sarah. I am Justin Nelson's Client Care Love Manager. I just wanted to call and check in on you to make sure that you're being taken care of and that there's not anything in the world that we can't be doing to help you with your life, finances, or business. Now, some of us overcomplicate it and go, Justin, what would you say the second month? What would you say the third month? What do you think my VA says every single month? The same script. That's it. Do you think you can get a VA to do that? Now, some of you are going to be like, hey, Justin, the virtual assistant's got a little bit of an accent. Yeah, so what? Are you telling me people in America that have accents can't be successful? Because if you tell me a VA having an accent will inhibit your business, you're saying to everybody around you that has an accent that they can't be successful. So, that's my voicemail. Now, do you know what my text message is from my virtual assistant? Hey, this is Justin. Just wanted to let you know I know my assistant, my Client Care Love Manager, that's supposed to love on you, just gave you a call yesterday. Just wanted to check in on you. Now, who sends that message? The VA, because they'll send it if what didn't happen. There's no response. Cool. We now have 24 touches a year that I have not done. 4 emails every single Friday. Who do you think creates the emails? What do you think the email says? It actually says the same damn thing. Now, we get a little bit creative. We do a little work here. We'll look up the local area. We'll look up events coming up. We'll look up things that are happening, the concerts that are coming into town. Now, who do you think does all that research? The VAs. Now, personally, I teach people, let's not make this all pretty. Let's not go and put all of our colors and branding on it, because that usually prevents us from actually doing it. Now, do you think if you did that, it would look a lot more better and a lot more professional? Yeah, but a lot of times some of us get so caught up in that, we never actually get to realize the benefit of making money from this method, so we just stop. I personally believe if you do it bare bones, you will start to make some money from this, and then guess what you'll probably be motivated to do? To make it pretty, become a pro. Does that make sense to everybody so far? Cool. Now, the 1 mailer to homes, I'm not going to trick you, it's a little bit different. For us, I use a very old school KW method. Used to be at Keller Williams. And that method is I'll take 1 home that either someone or me and my broker sold, and I'll send it to them and say, hey, great success by the Justin Nelson team. Here you go. And that's it. Because 1 mailer in their inbox versus no mailers, because you can't figure out what you want to send them, it's 100 times better. We use send-out cards for ours. We use the unlimited plan with our virtual assistants. Last month, my VA sent out 1,600 cards for $99. Now, it's a little tricky. There's no perfect system. If you go into the Facebook group, you'll find actually the video on this. Pretty cool from the last event. So that's 84 touches per year. Can you guys go and implement that? Could you go do that today? So the exact thing I just told you is the exact same thing that I tell my VAs to go out and implement. So when they go out and implement this, we just got done in a 30-minute conversation, something that can change your life. Now, if you want to get really, really crazy, what could you do now that this 84 is established? Could you do something really crazy and call the client yourself every once in a while? Sure. I personally think that 99% of us will never do that, which is why this works so well. So I call this the fail-safe. I don't call. Has anybody ever received a call from me personally? No? Do you think I'm a bad guy because of that? Mark does. I don't call people. I don't. My life was not designed to call people. And some people might not like me for that. I don't call people. Right? So 84 touches per year. But Justin, I don't know what to say. We just covered that. And so what I look at is 84 touches, and then we do some automated ones. Anybody ever heard of HomeBot? We obviously do that, so we do some automated ones. We'll sign people up for some automated stuff. However, we just now went to 96 touches just by doing that. Who doesn't have anything more than 96 touches right now? Who has less than 96 touches on their database? Perfect. Then that's the first thing we should do, right? A lot of us get trapped into this world. We go to a conference and we go and sign up for a $2,000 CRM that we never do anything with, when we could just do this. So, if you guys are okay with it, can I send you a document that's got the exact scripts of this in there? Cool. I'm going to send you the exact scripts. Now you're going to look at it and go, this looks way too simple. After last conference, I had one person that's in our accelerator program, they did it. They struck 3 deals within 12 weeks. Now, $30,000, not a ton of money or anything at all, right? Just using these scripts, so I'll make sure to get that to you guys. So with that being said, I'm going to make this really, really easy on someone. I want someone that has maybe a mediocre database, maybe not zero, but maybe not killing it like Elizabeth Riley. Who's got a mediocre database that I can work on with you? Cool. You ready to go? Cool. Can you sit right here? It's like an interrogation. Cool. Like this thing. Cool. Perfect. Because here's the number one thing I get. And some of you guys right now, what's going on in your mind is you're going, Justin, that's great. That works for you. You're raw. You're 25. You just do what you do. You're like, that's not me. That's not my style. That's not whatever. Well, I want to show you how we fit this to your style. So, how many people do you have in your database? Okay, and let's also be very clear. A lot of us put our internet leads into our database. That's fine, but let's just say 1,013, all people you know, relatively. 440 you know? Cool. 440. How many touches a year do you do on them right now? 12. And what are those 12 touches? Through what? Email out. Cool. So 440 times 12. What else? That's it? Just 12 for those 12? Yeah. Cool. I'm not great at math, but I think that's 4,000. What's that? 5,280. Cool. 5,280 touches is how many you do per year. Okay? 440. This guy thinks he's smart. Let's really see if he's smart. Times 84. You may know what that is. 36,960. She had a calculator for those wondering. Okay. So, we have 5,280 touches, 36,000 touches if you do this. What's your revenue per year, GCI, roughly? 110,000? Would anybody like to guess what he's probably going to do if he 6X's his touches? Hire more assistants, yeah. Let's just say he only 2X's his income. Let's just be realistic. Let's be a Debbie Downer. You only go to 220,000. What can you do with 110,000? Right? Now, I truly believe 84 touches a year is being lazy. Like I said, it's the most insincere way to build it. So what can we do now to build it further? Anybody got any, like what else could we do? Because all those 84 ways, can we pull those 84 ways up again on the PowerPoint? Do you know how much those ways cost? Anybody know? Maybe $150, $200 a month, maybe if you're texting, doing some things like that. Not a lot, right? Voicemail, few cents a piece. Text, few cents a piece. Emails, few cents a piece. Mailer, 50 cents a piece. Birthdays, holidays, events. We're going to be personal now? That sounds hard. No, but that's perfect. Because now here's what happens. How long do you think it would take a VA to pull that off? Minutes. Minutes, because the one voicemail watch me tomorrow. You guys are going to see this. 7 a.m., you guys are going to get a hangover call from me. I promise. It's an event thing. Learned it from Tony Robbins. Right? It's going to take me 1 second to release that voicemail. Instead of answering all your questions tonight on Comedy Show, voicemail in a minute. 1 text. Have you guys already gotten text from me since sitting in here? Yes. 4 emails. And here's the thing, I know the stats. When I texted you guys, we had 63 more people in here than we did for the previous speaker. Like, we know that. We have cameras in here watching, right? 1 mailer to the home, 50 cents times 400, it's $200. Okay? Now, if I'm in a VA meeting with my team, do you think I'm going to start talking birthdays, all these crazy things right now? Until what's done? Until those 84 are done. Because right now, all I need is a name, an email, and an address. That's it. Okay. That's like week 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 with the VA, is we're just going to focus on that. Then we can get crazy. We can get their birthdays. We can get their phone numbers. Or not phone numbers. We can start doing some more of these personal things. Does that sound good to everybody? Does that sound fair? Okay. What's the number one reason why we don't do this? Anybody want to know? Time. What he just said by saying time is the number one reason I don't do this is because I am in charge of doing it. Okay? Does that make sense? Now, I would love to hear the audience. We're going to play around for a minute. What other touches can we do that are super simple that a VA can start to go? So I'm going to challenge you to do these 84 first. What else could we do? Video text. Absolutely. Market update. Send them swag. Send them an actual gift. Happy birthday on Facebook. My VAs go on Facebook every day and type out all the happy birthdays. I promise you none of you ever thought about it being a VA. What else? Tap a video birthday via Messenger. How's it going, Stacy? Birthday gifts. Yep, perfect. What else? What else? Pop-bys. Do you guys know VAs can do pop-bys too? Our VAs do. They log into our Amazon and send it as a gift directly from me. Have you ever seen that? You guys can search in Amazon by gifts that allow a gift note. That is a searchable thing in the filter. We send $5 gifts to clients all the time. It's free shipping if you have Amazon Prime. You don't pay me enough money, John. Mm-hmm. Yep. Cool. In your guys' book, we haven't talked about your books today yet. At the back, you're going to see a lot of different job descriptions. At the very, very back, you guys are going to see a schedule. You'll see our client care manager schedule in there somewhere. These schedules, I have like 30 more of these schedules I'll share with you in the Facebook group. But these are what these schedules are. Matt, can I actually steal yours for a second? I was not prepared. Cool. So I'll show you guys some of these schedules. I'm going to find it. Client care manager VA schedule. You guys okay if I go through this with you? I want to show you because this is literally my exact VA's day. A lot of us don't tell our VAs what to do, or we don't tell our employees what to do. We don't tell ourselves what to do. So 8 a.m. At 8 a.m. we have something called the database CEO alerts. What that is my VAs will go through Facebook and they will scroll through and look for anything that is highly potential to have emotion attached to it. And they'll send it to me. And what that means is someone died, someone had a birthday, someone's kid hit a home run for the first time, and my VAs will tell this to me. Okay? Now, why do you think that's important? So that way, I can do something that I don't have to read Facebook and I don't do things like that. So for the first hour of my VA's day, they're just supposed to send me all of these details. All of these details. What's that? Yeah, it's a really cool list because it's exactly like that. John's son threw a football touchdown. Now, what do you think I do with that list? I just store it up. Just store it up and I use it, and we'll show you guys that later. Number 9, calls for the day. My VAs will do the calls, right? Now, as you guys get more personalized, you can actually have the VAs making the calls. However, for you, that would basically be, you're going to give them an entire hour to figure out how to drop a voicemail on their phone. Do you think it's going to take them an entire hour? No, but give them some grace. Like, teach them how to do this, right? 10 a.m. For 2 hours, they use send-out cards, and guess what list they use to send out cards? That list we just made at 8 a.m. Hey, John, here's a picture of your son throwing a football pass. Right? Now we're getting touches that are relevant and timely. Okay? And so that's what the VAs are doing. 12 p.m., lunch. 1 p.m., our VAs make a Facebook group with all of our current clients in it. Okay? What's really cool is when you make a Facebook group with all your current clients, there's this little button that says members. So then the VAs will go on the members list and they'll open the profile of every single one of your past clients for the day, and they'll go make sure that they've hearted and liked every single post of theirs. Because what is that going to do to their phone on their end? It's going to notify them. Justin liked your post, Justin liked your post, Justin liked your post. Now, if someone's posted 10 times that day, do you think I heart every single post? Absolutely. Someone that posts 10 times a day wants attention. They like that. Someone that posts 1 time a day, they like that amount of attention too. So we'll go through and interact with that, and I love that. Okay? 2 p.m., vendor relations. Our client care manager do a lot of vendor relations, so that's down the road. 3 p.m., their only job is to do text mail and voicemails. Again, it doesn't take them a whole hour, but if we make it this way, we give them plenty of time to get things done. 4 p.m., we have something called deal shockers. My VAs are in charge of basically going anybody that we have a deal going on with. Right? Does that make sense? So like the VAs today, when I was backstage, they texted me, for example, and said, hey, you have 2 people in the audience that have met with your team 4 times about getting VAs and they're here and still have not gotten a VA before. I'm about to call them out if I wanted to. Right? Not a bad way, but I know. I will get them a VA sold by the end of this conference. Right? But that makes me money. But do you think I wanted to know that they had meetings with my team or anything like that? No, not really, but now I know, right? I can go help them. So, if you guys didn't look at these schedules are really helpful. We're going to cover a lot tomorrow too. We have 30 other schedules that are going to be put into the Facebook group, so make sure you guys are in that Facebook group. Okay, we're going to turn to a few minutes of Q&A. We wanted to get very tactical here for a little bit, but I want to turn Q&A on Client Care Manager. Does that seem too simple? Does it seem too simple? A little bit, right? Who knows? Who can go home and do that today? Who can go home and give that to their college-age kid to do? Who can give it to their VAs that you haven't been using in this way? Yeah, absolutely. So let's do some Q&A. This is really important. Yeah, right.
So how many people?
How many people?
Can a client care manager handle?
A client care manager can hold 2,100 people, in my opinion, at a high level. But that's if they're only doing this full time. So if you're paying a VA $600 a month, one VA, they should be able to handle 2,100 people. Full-time job, right? No other duties. Yes. Yeah, people you want to reach or don't want to reach. Yes, focus on your sphere. Yes and no. However, what company are you at? Yeah, you make money from what? Recruiting? Do you make money from recruiting? I'm seeing you make a little bit of money from recruiting. Yeah, I would say what I would be doing in that case, because do we all make money from recruiting if we recruit an agent? The answer is yes. Have you guys heard of EXP? Have you heard of KW? Have you heard of companies like an independent brokerage that rewards you for getting people in your brokerage? It doesn't matter what brokerage you're at. You can own an independent brokerage. Dwayne, do you make money as an independent broker recruiting agents to your place? It's the only way you make money. So no matter where you're at, let's get out of our head that it's only at EXP, it's only at KW, it's only at this place. No matter where you're at, if you grow a team, you have to recruit and you'll make money from it. Okay? So for you, what I would be doing is I might have that one VA go, hey, the first part of your day is going to be to focus on these 500 people that are in your real estate sales business, and then the other 500 people are in this side of your business. Does that make sense? So that VA would just be working on 2 different lists. Why segment one out when they both make you money? Now, that VA can probably only hold 1,000 in each list. 1,000 in the agent list, 1,000 in this list. Does that make sense? So that's what I would do. I would worry about less about segmenting and how can I make money on both. Yeah. What other questions? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So guys, everything I teach is exactly what I do. Is it fair to say at some point in time, I would love to make money on you, whether tomorrow or in 7 years? That's me being authentic. Would I love to make money on you if it makes sense for your business? Yes. So why would I put you in a Facebook group and put all of our things in a Facebook group? So I can make money. And not even so I can make money either, is so I know who all came here and who got value and who is receiving things. A Facebook group for me is a little bit like a database, right? My VAs can go in there and click members, and what can they see? All the members. Do you think that's maybe going to make me some money? Yeah, because a lot of times we don't have our past clients in Facebook, because what I love about Facebook groups is guess what I can do? I can go to the members list and I can immediately hit message. If I hit message, do you think they're going to open that message from me? Facebook Messenger is a 98% open rate. Does anybody know why? Because it's got read receipts on it. It's got read receipts on it. You guys ever not opened a Facebook message on purpose? Yes. My Facebook Messenger right now has like 45 unread messages. So if you send me a message and think I didn't see it, I saw it. I just didn't read the whole thing because I didn't want to open it. Because I knew if I open it, what do I immediately feel inside? I got to respond. And so you should be using the heck out of Facebook Messenger. You will put a guilt trip on the people you send the Facebook Messenger to without even trying. That's why I only use Facebook Messenger for sales. Because as soon as they open it and they don't respond, guess what I can do 3 days later? Hey, I just wanted to check in. I saw you saw my last message, and I know you may still be digesting it. Just wanted to follow up. And they're like, shit, he knew. Well, yeah, no shit, there's read receipts. Right, if I text you, do I know if you read it or not? I don't. If I emailed you, maybe, but then I have to go into the read receipts and all of these different things. Okay? Any questions on that? Was that helpful a little bit? Keep it simple. Keep it super simple. The number one thing I hate as a person that owns a VA company is I get this call all the time. Justin, I need an inside sales agent. And I'm like, for what? What do you think they tell me? For sale by owners, expireds. I'm like, what market are you in? For sale by owners, expireds? Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. A lot of you make a lot of money from that. But do you think that that's going to be a really productive thing for a VA in this market? For sale by owners and expireds? Some of the best agents in the game are struggling right now with that, let alone you think a VA from a different country is going to rock that. And I look at that same agent and I'm like, what's your database look like? Well, I don't have one. What? So why are we going after for sale by owners and expireds? Right? So yeah, we just want to attack the simple things. Who's got questions? More questions? Ideas? Yeah. HVAC company, yeah. Yeah, initial setup for getting the setup for an HVAC company. Yeah, so let me take this. If I had an HVAC company, what would I do? Yeah, so basically what she's asking is how would I train a VA and those types of things. When you find the right person, it's really easy, right? It's the same thing I just taught here. That what you guys were acting as my VA. I would tell my VA exactly that. We have 440 people that we serviced their HVACs before. We need to call all of them once a month and make sure they change their filters. Does that make sense? Have you ever could you imagine your people staff calling every month? Yeah. Has anybody ever had their HVAC company call them 12 times a year to replace their HVAC? Never. Now, if that HVAC company did that, would you probably answer it every single time? No, but would you at least feel like a valuable customer? If your insurance agent did this and said, hey, I know it's another month. Congratulations on not wrecking your car this month. Jokingly, would you still feel valuable if they sent that to you every month? Just even if it was automated and you knew it? Maybe, right? And sometimes, guess what? We don't actually send the same voicemail 12 times a year. We send the same voicemail 6 times a year. We change them every other month. So yeah, same thing. See how you can apply that to that business as well? Yeah. Of course. Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to get into a lot of that tomorrow too. You got to come back for tomorrow. Don't leave me. All right. What else? Yeah. Yep. To where? Nice. Yep. 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 Just to work your database. Where do you live now? You live here in Dallas now. Okay. Between both? Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. So the very first thing I would do is I'd make sure I meet every single person in this room, make sure they know you live in Dallas, because 60% of this room doesn't live in Dallas. So that's what I would do first. Okay, I'll email you the roster of everybody in this room and all their contact information, and you can voicemail them. Right? Yeah. Only for him. Yeah. All right. So that's the first thing I would do, and then it's all about this. Set this up, all the touch plans, and then your only goal is to figure out how to fill out a Google form. That's what I tell people. Walk around all day and figure out how to fill out a Google form. Do you like sports? Well, let me rephrase the question. What do you like to do? Okay. Do you ever interact with other people? What do you do? What do you like to do when you interact with other people? Mavs game. Perfect. Love Mavs games. Did you know that when I lived in Dallas for 6 months, when I went to Mavs games, I actually went on meetup.com and went to Mavs games with 30, 40 people? That exists, I promise. Now I go with those 30, 40 people. There's a roster on there. Now I just got 30, 40 people in my Google form. Does that make sense? It's just changing your mindset a little bit to how do I get in front of more people really fast. So that's what I would focus on. Set this up so when you go out, you're like, I'm going to start putting people into this. Love that. Who else? Anybody else? Yeah. Does Nextdoor work for me? Yeah, of course. I literally will scrape all the information off of there and put it into here. Yes, does Nextdoor work for us? Some of our top clients will scrape all the information off Nextdoor. Now, how do you get the information off Nextdoor into your database? Anybody know how to do that? VA. Dustin Runyon. Are you still here, man? No. Dustin owns a company that actually will do some of that for you, so if you want to find Dustin, it's called IV Data. IV Data, you can take information from like Nextdoor, put it in there, and it will spit out the email addresses and phone numbers of everybody in that neighborhood. So guess what I do in my neighborhood? I take the top 300 addresses, top 300 email addresses, phone numbers, text messages, and put it into this. They get a voicemail every single month. Text message every single month. Okay? Did that answer your question? Yeah. What do I use to train them? Oh, I'm gonna show you. Ready? What I just did for the last 29 minutes. That's the number one reason why people fail with any employee is they're not willing to do this. They are not willing to do this. If you internally ask yourself how much time did you spend with that VA, with that in-person assistant, you will almost never be able to answer because you don't spend enough time with them. And when I say enough time with them, I don't mean time with them where it's like, hey, it's 8:02, I dropped my kids off, I got 22 seconds. I mean time with them where I sit down and we intentionally draw things out, we do a plan, and then I go, awesome. Your job is to figure out this task, we'll come back next week and get this task done. Most of us would do what we talked about. We'd go, hey, we'll send them birthday cards, let's do this, let's do that, let's do this on 500 people. And here's the thing, you have an unrealistic expectation. You expect your VA to do something you haven't done for 10 years. And you expect them to do it in the first 2 weeks. And we're going to talk about this tomorrow, but a lot of us overpay VAs. A lot of us pay like 8, 10, 12, $16 an hour for a VA. That's way too high. The average VA on my team makes $3.25 an hour. Most of yours make $4, $5, $6. Dan, $3, $4, $5 an hour. My VAs that have all been with me 2, 3, 4, 5 years, a lot of them make $3, $4, $5 an hour. Right? So we'll talk a little bit about that too. But any last minute questions? Did anybody else enjoy Dustin Runyon up here? Okay. So we have a jam-packed lineup. But have you guys ever heard of the only real estate podcast worth listening to? Yes, with Nick Good, Matt Kelderman, Brian Force, we decided to kind of give everybody a little bit of a mental break, not have to think too much like crazy stuff, even though they're going to challenge you. We're going to do that podcast real fast from stage. Okay? We're going to do a podcast from stage, and they're going to interview Dustin Runyon, and they're going to actually ask him the nitty-gritty questions of a little bit more, because that guy's humble. He didn't share 90% of his life of his actual accomplishments, and we want to dig into that because a lot of what he's done will help you. So, what we're going to do is for the next 60 seconds, we're going to set the stage, and then we're going to bring them up. They're going to do the podcast live from stage, interview Dustin, and then we're going to keep going on with amazing speakers. Is that okay with everybody? Cool. I'm going to make an executive decision on the calendar. I'm going to give everybody a 10-minute break just because we haven't had breaks a lot today. 10-minute break. We'll set it up. Be back in 10 minutes. I will drag you back in this room. Cool. Of course, man. Yes. Good. How are you? Yes. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
yes,
you.
you as well.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. Yes, I will see you around here. I will be here.